brought to you by WikiVidi.com. New York Yankees. The New York Yankees are an American professional baseball team based in the New York City borough of the Bronx. The Yankees compete in Major League Baseball as a member club of the American League East Division. They are one of two major league clubs based in New York City, the other being the New York Mets of the National League. In the season, the club began play in the AL as the Baltimore Orioles. Frank Farrell and Bill Devery purchased the franchise and moved it to New York City, renaming the club the New York Highlanders. The Highlanders were officially renamed the Yankees in. The team is owned by Yankee Global Enterprises, an LLC controlled by the family of the late George Steinbrenner, who purchased the team in 1973. Brian Cashman is the team's general manager, and former catcher Joe Girardi is the team's manager. The team's home games were played at the original Yankee Stadium from 1923 to 1973 and from 1976 to 2008. In 2009, they moved into a new ballpark of the same name after the previous facility was closed and demolished. The team is perennially among the leaders in MLB attendance. In 2011, the Yankees had the second highest attendance, one of the most successful sports clubs in the world. The Yankees have won 18 division titles, 40 AL pennants, and 27 World Series championships, all of which are MLB records. The Yankees have won more titles than any other franchise in the four major North American sports leagues. 44 Yankees players and 11 Yankees managers have been inducted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame, including Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Joe DiMaggio, Mickey Mantle, Yogi Berra, and Whitey Ford. In pursuit of winning championships, the franchise has used a large payroll to attract talent, particularly during the Steinbrenner era. According to Forbes, the Yankees are the second highest valued sports franchise in the United States, and the fourth in the world, with an estimated value of approximately $3.4 billion. The Yankees have garnered enormous popularity and a dedicated fan base, as well as widespread enmity from fans of other MLB teams. The team's rivalry with the Boston Red Sox is one of the most well-known rivalries in U.S. sports. Origins in Baltimore, 1901–1902. At the end of 1900, Van Johnson, president of the American League, a minor league previously known as the Western League, reorganized the league. He added teams in 3 East Coast cities, forming the American League as a major league in an attempt to challenge the National League for supremacy. Plans to add another team in New York City were blocked by the NL's New York Giants, who had enough political power in New York City to prevent the AL from establishing a team. Instead, a team was placed in Baltimore, Maryland, a city which the NI abandoned when it contracted from 12 to 8 teams in 1900. Nicknamed the Orioles, the team began playing in 1901 and was managed and partly owned by John McGraw. During the 1902 season, McGraw feuded with Johnson and secretly jumped to the Giants. In the middle of the season, the Giants, aided and abetted by McGraw, gained controlling interest of the Orioles and began raiding it for players, until the AL stepped in and took control of the team. In January 1903, a peace conference was held between the two leagues to settle disputes and try to coexist. At the conference, Johnson requested that an AL team be put in New York to play alongside the NL's Giants. It was put to a vote, and 15 of the 16 major league owners agreed on it, with only John T. Rush of the Giants opposing. The Orioles' new owners, Frank J. Farrell and William S. Devery, found a ballpark location not blocked by the Giants, and Baltimore's team moved to New York. The Highlanders years, 1903–1912. The team's new ballpark, Hilltop Park, was constructed in one of Upper Manhattan's highest points between 165th and 168th Streets, just a few blocks away from the much larger Polo Grounds. The team came to be known as the New York Highlanders. The name was inspired by a combination of the team's elevated location in Upper Manhattan, and to the noted Scottish military unit the Gordon Highlanders, which coincided with the team's president Joseph Gordon, whose family was of Scots-Irish heritage. Newspapers initially called the team Gordon's Highlanders, which soon became just Highlanders. As was common with all members of the American League, the team was often called the New York Americans. They were also dubbed the Invaders. For a short time in 1903, New York Press sports editor Jim Price coined the unofficial nickname Yankees for the club as early as 1904, because it was easier to fit into headlines and because Yankee was and is a commonly used synonym for American. A prophetic letter to the editor of the New York Sunday, May 7, 1903, page 8, had raised this question: name for the American New Yorks. If the new baseball team is to have a name that is in keeping with the Giants, does it not seem reasonable that if they're the New York Americans, they might be called the Yankees or Yanks? The most success the Highlanders achieved was finishing second in 1904, 1906 and 1910. 1904 being the closest they came to winning the AL pennant. That year, they lost the deciding game on the last day of the season to the Boston Americans, who later became the Boston Red Sox. This had much historical significance, as the Highlanders' role in the pennant race caused the Giants to announce that they would not play in the World Series against the AL pennant winner. The World Series was not skipped again for another 90 years, when a strike truncated the entire 1994 season. It was the last time Boston would beat New York in a pennant-deciding game for a full century. In 1904, pitcher Jack Chesbro set the single-season wins record at 41, which still stands. Under current playing practices, this is most likely an unbreakable record, when you consider that the last 30-game winner was Denny McLain in 1968. Thank you for watching, brought to you by WikiVidi.com. Please like and subscribe below. Please like and subscribe below.